you?
I'm good. And I know you're cold. I know you are because and my hands are freezing, and it would have been better for the wave because I'm sure. Look at that.
Your hands are freezing.
Freezing.
Wow. But the thing with me is I'm always warm, so it's always good to have the air on really cold.
Me too. I'm always warm also.
Yeah.
But this is a little too cold. But with all the lights, you never know. Yesterday was hot. You never know in here. But anyway, and if you need a seamstress while you're here.
Style. I have to keep up with people my age.
I do like it. Yeah, that's not a new thing. We've been doing that for a long time. You kids today, that's something we've.
You know, it got a little crazy outside. People were going a little crazy. So
really, is that what's happening?
Sorry.
All right. First of all, let me just make sure that I'm pronouncing it's Lohan, not Lohan.
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 It doesn't really matter.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't. My family says Lohan. I say just say Lohan.
Your family says Lohan?
Yeah.
And so now you're trying to start a new way to say it?
I'm rebelling against my family.
But don't say the H.
Yeah.
So you're making the H silent, although...
Yeah, it sounds a little better. Sounds nicer.
The first L in my name is silent. So it's...
You know, in school, my friends, like these guys that were my friends, they used to make fun of me. They used to be like, Lohan. And I was like... It's slowing.
I don't even get that.
I don't either, but it was embarrassing because they would like look at me and point and be like, low hand. Low hand. Low hand.
I know that.
Okay, forget it. It's done.
No, but did they think they were being cruel or something?
Maybe. People are mean in high school.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah.
That's why this movie is so good, because I'm telling you, if you have teenagers, they should see this movie.
Yeah,
right?
it's really relatable, too, which I think is the good thing about it. Most teen movies now are kind of, I don't know, they get mixed up with them being cheesy. And, like, this is a movie where you can say, okay, that happened to me, and I was in this group and that clique and that kind of thing.
And the little sister at home being completely raised by television.
My sister's, like, reading Us Weekly now. It scares me to death.
And how old is your sister?
10.
And she's reading Us Weekly?
Yeah, she reads this. That's why, like, when people write mean stuff about me and they're like, oh, Lindsay kissing so-and-so. It's like,
yeah, what about
that?
Who
are you kissing?
Wait, back up.
She's 10.
Who are you kissing? Because it says you're kissing people. Wait, which sister?
This one, but she looks bigger than that now. That's old.
Okay, this is a Calvin Klein. You were modeling. How old are you here?
I was like after Parent Trap. I was like 12.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And this is, in whose hand is this poor little person got cut out?
That's my little brother who was at the shoot. He's 7 now, so he was really young.
He tried to get in the picture and he put his hand in there?
No, you know what? None of them were supposed to be in the actual campaign that we did. I went there, and then they were there, and they're like, can we use them? I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. Well, all of us were too young to really know what was going on anyway. So.
Right. But I like this. So you modeled for a while?
Yeah.
All right, and now well, so it doesn't surprise you that you're 50 most beautiful. Look at this shot. That's great. Where is it? It's in the Us Weekly, right? They're called the Kissing Bandit. Who are you supposedly kissing?
Actually, he's 24 and I'm 17, so nothing could ever happen anyway. And he's like a big brother to me. Like, he's like one of my best friends.
Who is he?
He's the guy from the '70s show, Wilmer Valderrama.
Yeah, but then there was somebody else they said, too. The other guy. Who's that?
The guy from MTV. Like, we had a party after the premiere of Mean Girls in New York.
What's his name?
Yeah, Damien Fahey. And, like, we had a bunch of people there. My brother was there. A bunch of people were at this place, Suede, in New York. And they said that I was kissing him. And so it's like, it's so
you weren't?
silly. No.
Isn't that so frustrating?
Like, if you're whispering to someone, they're like, oh, they're dating.
Right.
So it's just, you can't really get around it. You just accept it and kind of move on.
But isn't it frustrating that there's not 1 ounce of truth in some of those things? I mean, some of them, but some of them there's nothing, and then there's just a whole story.
It's kind of depressing because, like, my friends in high school that, like, I don't get to talk to every day and see every day may believe some of this stuff. So you just have to laugh about it and move on.
We have to take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk some more with Lindsay. We'll be right back.
Hair like that. Her hair looks so sexy pushed back. Katie, will you please tell him his hair looks sexy pushed back?
Regina was dangling Aaron in front of me on purpose. I knew how this would be settled in the animal world. But this was girl world.
Your hair looks sexy pushed back.
Lindsay Lohan. All right, so I'm telling you, I can't say enough good things about this movie because it's so. Well, describe what it is to the folks.
It's basically a girl comes into high school never having been to any type of school before. She's been homeschooled. And it's just difficult going into high school not knowing anyone and dealing with being accepted and that kind of thing. So you have to be yourself, and that's kind of how my character is.
Well, and also because your parents were living in Africa, and so you were sort of raised, that's why it keeps going back to...
Yeah, it kind of refers back to what it was like in the jungle and how kids in school compared.
Right. Which is really clever, because it really is hilarious how...
keeps it fun and stuff.
Yeah. So now, and what advice would you give kids in school? Because it really is. It's hard. I think it's a really hard time for kids to...
It is. It's so much... Like, my little sister's 10, and just, like, the things she goes through with being nice to people, and they're like, no, don't talk to her. I don't like the way she dresses. But you just kind of have to be yourself, and don't try to change who you are to be accepted, because obviously someone will like you for you, and that's the only reason that you should have good friends anyways, because they're your friend and they don't care how you really, you know what I mean?
Right. That's hard to, it's hard to believe that when you think that high school's going to last forever and you have to fit in with that crowd.
There's just too much drama. Just, like, laugh it off.
Yeah. Yeah, all by yourself in a corner, just laugh. So we were showing this, and I'm finding, and this is adorable too. What? Why not?
Old.
It made me want a milkshake. I was like, so you were, how old were you when you started modeling?
Oh God, I started when I was like 5 years old.
Wow. Because your family, you have
my mom was a rockette and stuff, so.
A rockette and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your mom. Yeah, my mom's a rockette and stuff.
It was hard because she'd like come up to school to get me, and like the guys would like give her a standing ovation in the cafeteria. I was like, Mom, don't pick me up. I'll walk to you. You don't have to come in.
Isn't that amazing that you were embarrassed that your mom was a rockette?
I mean, I'm so blessed to have my mom. My mom's amazing. She's gorgeous. She's 4 children. You can never tell. But it was hard when I was in school, and like the guys were like hitting on my mom. They're like, God, why can't you look like your mom? I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's sad. So you sort of relate to exactly the character that you played in there.
Yeah.
Kind of. Not really.
No, yeah, school is tough. Yeah. School is hard to be accepted and everything.
That's why I urge everyone to see this movie, because it really has a good message. It's a very good message about that you should be who you are.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thanks for being here. Mean Girls is in theaters now. Kevin Sorbo will be here when we come back. We'll be right back.